Hello and welcome to the 50-second tutorial in the Cocos2d-JS version 3 series. In this part we're going to be looking at detecting when you have released a key from your keyboard. We'll be using the source code from the 51st tutorial. If you don't have it, don't worry, there'll be a link in the description to it. Cocos2d-JS provides us with all the desired functionality for keyboard recognition in the form of events. We will take a look at detecting when the user has released a key on the keyboard. Bear in mind, you will obviously need a device with a keyboard, but pretty much all mobile devices are out of the question. But for mobile devices, you can use touch, which we covered earlier in this series. So let's go ahead and open up our app.js, which contains our current layer, and that's where we'll be coding the key released. So to do that, it is really simple. If you've been following the series and you can see the trend within Cocos and many other engines, we're going to be putting a comma here. We're going to do on key released, and this is a function. And the parameters this function takes is key and event, exactly the same as the on key pressed. And in here, we're simply going to do cc.log key released colon plus key dot toString. So this will just print out the key that has been released. So if we just minimize it, we're going to be running it within our web browser. We can run it on the device if you want to. First of all, we need to open up terminal, change directory to our project. Now run our project, so Cocos run-p web. Okay, before we do anything, let's inspect element. Main reason we're doing this so we can open up this console right here. So if I click, wrong thing, I need to have this selected first. If I click H, it says key press 72 and key release 72. I'm going to press A, which is 65, but I'm going to keep it pressed and then release it after a certain amount of time. So if I keep it pressed, as you can see, it's obviously picking up several key presses because I've pressed the key, it's just down. And then if I let go, it says key release. So this only triggers, aka this function right here, only triggers when I release the key, which is self-explanatory because this says on key released. And you might be thinking, let's go back to web browser, what are these values? Are these just arbitrary values that Cocos have just put into Cocos2d-JS? No, they're not, they're ASCII. So if we just Google ASCII, ASCII table, we go to ASCIItable.com. There's plenty of other websites as well if you want to use a different one. And if we go to the letter A, which is here, and you can see the decimal value 65. So you can use something like this to be able to compare the values and see what keys have been pressed, because in a game maybe you want to detect when the left key has been pressed, so you move the player left, or you move the player right if the right key has been pressed. If you press the space bar, maybe you'll make the player jump, so which is 32. So if we go back here, click space, it says 32 has been pressed and released. Little task for you to do: look into detecting certain keys using an if statement. Also look into the other functions offered through key. Actually, sorry, my bad, I'm thinking of a different tutorial. Ignore that, but just try and do the task regarding detecting certain keys. And more information regarding this can be found on Cocos2d-JS API guide on their website. We are now able to detect when a keyboard key has been pressed and released. In the next tutorial, we will cover setting up accelerometer support. If you have any questions, feel free to message us at support@sonarsystems.co.uk. The email will be in the description. You can comment on this video or just directly message us via YouTube. All the required links for source code will also be in the description. And as usual, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.